Years ago, a game popped onto the world stage that was so well designed it became a timeless classic. It had such well thought out mechanics, rewarding meta strategies, and highly specific classes that it captured the hearts of many. And even after many years, it just refuses to die. And even now, still has a dedicated player base. That game, of course, is chess. I guess TF2 also. Like TF2, chess has several specific pieces, each with their own movement and attack patterns, as well as unique purposes within gameplay. But how do those classes compare to TF2 classes? I'm here to propose this list of which chess pieces best align with which TF2 characters. Before we start, just know that this is only my opinion. My decisions here are mostly based on gut feeling, but also certain mechanics and importance in gameplay. Moreover, since there's only 6 piece types in chess and 9 classes in TF2, 3 classes are gonna get the boot. Sorry. I know, there'll be plenty of, Jalen, actually, this chess piece is closer to this class because blah blah blah. Yeah, I get it. Feel free to argue your points in the comments. I'm all ears. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the pawn. Because of the pawn's small size and relatively weak fortitude, I have to say they're best compared to scouts. They're the first class to get to mid, most often, and they're completely ineffective at long range, but super effective up close. And when a pawn gets to the last row of the board, behind enemy lines, they basically win you the game, like capping last. Not exactly, but you get the picture. Here's to our little glass cannons. Next up, the bishop. While all pieces have specific sight lines you want to avoid, the bishop's sight lines are usually up and running early game, or in chess speak, developed fairly quickly. The bishop renders entire swaths of the board dangerous and forces the enemy team to avoid those ranges like the plague. For this reason, of course, he's the sniper. Also because he's generally considered a little less valuable pick than the other remaining pieces. The knight. Knight, demo knight, I think you made the connection before we even started. What really makes the knight exceptional is his L-shaped movement, with the ability to, say, trimp or sticky jump short distances over his opponents. And sometimes when you have a knight defending a certain area, or achieve the mythical double knight mutual coverage, it feels like you're going up against a demo man with absurd sticky traps that you just can't get past. The rook. I don't have as good of an explanation for this one other than the rook being an extreme powerhouse on offense and a straight shooter, which for me points to the soldier. As the only class in the game that can buff his teammates' movement through either the disciplinary action or the Conjurer banner, I think it's fitting that the rook is the only piece in the game that can partake in a simultaneous move with another piece, known as castling, which makes the king move twice the number of squares he would normally be able to in a single turn. Plus, the rook piece itself looks kind of like a rocket launcher, a little bit, so yeah. Moving on. Queen. When you think of the queen, you think of power in chess. The most powerful piece in the game, in fact. So how do you measure power like that in TF2? How about highest single target DPS, highest HP, highest knockback resistance? By these metrics, there's only one class in TF2 that screams the raw power of the queen, and that is the heavy. Now I know the queen is the most mobile piece in chess, so pairing her with the least mobile unit in TF2 might not make sense, but hear me out. How many times have you rounded a corner or approached the enemy in TF2 and found yourself saying, "Oh crap, it's a heavy," and seeking cover? That's the same feeling of going up against a queen. Plus, canonically, we have the heavy himself stating that he is female royalty.
Heavy is pretty princess!
And princesses become queens, so yeah, makes sense to me. And who can forget, the king and queen are a power couple, which, spoiler alert, is where I'm going next. The king. Now, if we were talking about TF2 Classic, the king would undoubtedly be the civilian, as the most protected piece. But we aren't. We're talking about TF2 proper, and the most valuable class in TF2, the one that everyone hunts down, the one you always try to pick off, is, of course, the medic. Here's another parallel. The king is not an offensively viable class in chess, nor is the medic in TF2. But in both cases, if you get up too close, he will melee crit the daylights out of you. Anyways, that's my list, guys. Unfortunately, the Pyro, Engineer, and Spy got left out. If I absolutely had to assign them relevant chess pieces, I'd probably put the Pyro as a knight, or maybe a pawn, just for the devastating close-range ability. NG would honestly be a decent contender for queen, due to the fact that once he gets set up, or in chess terms again, developed, the enemy's primary mission is to take him out. Take out his sentry, take out his nest, because those things are all an impediment to their progress. And lastly, Spy, as another frail glass cannon class, well, he'd probably be pawn alongside Scout. And also because, once again, if he gets behind you, you're screwed. Also because en passant is basically a trick stab. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.